Alright, good. I get to see. So first pick, oh, we got a Subtle Striker, which isn't the greatest. Is our rare. I mean, yeah, my opposing champion can't use charge power, but we also have a Warrior of Andronicus. That's a pretty strong uncommon. Underfoot Commander is okay. I'm thinking Warrior of Andronicus right now. Although there's a giant mosquito there. Also, if I wanted to go blood, feels like Wild has done a lot better. He's subtly good. Yeah. Very good, Hacky. Very, very good. I could also take the Construction Foreman and go Dwarves. Humans hasn't been that great for me. I'm thinking... It's very subtle, though. I think we're going with the Warrior of Andronicus here. I think I'm just going to go Wild. We're just going to go Wild! I think that's a pretty good opening pick there, and we can probably go... Ooh, into a Savage Lord! Oh, man, this is like a repeat of last week. A couple weeks ago. I like the Savage Lord. He's just a great body all by himself. It'd be nice if we could pick up some dinosaurs, but you know, I'm not holding my breath on that one. But you know, he's a pretty good body for 4-drop. We're giving up a Crackling Sprout. We probably won't see that come back. Keeper of the Wounded Petal is okay, but he's no Savage Lord, so I'm gonna pick up that Savage Lord right here. We're just gonna, man, I just can't stay away from Wild. I did do Blood last weekend. Again, we're doing this because there's going to be no Deck Milth Squire, just as a reminder, tomorrow. No Deck Milth Squire tomorrow, because I'll be on a jet plane, and I'm not sure when I'll be back again, except that I'll be back on Sunday, as I have a wedding to go to this weekend. Hey, what's going on, Caterexon? Hey, I really appreciate everyone showing up so quickly. I might have to close the door here. We are in a separate room now. I did move recently, so that's always helpful. So, let's see. This may force me into another shard. I could pick up the Mentor of the Song. Could be pretty good here. For Sapphire, we got a Launchpad Specialist. If I take the Compost, I basically force people out of Wild. But I think that this is bad enough that I'll probably see another Compost anyways. I think I want to pick up that Mentor of the Song. Seems pretty good. If I can go Wild Sapphire, that might be something pretty interesting here. So I'm going to pick this up. Again, if I took the Compost, I'm definitely forcing Wild. I'm sending a strong signal, but I kind of want to... I feel like this is signal enough. That should signal enough. There's a Scrap Tech Brawler, which is good for the Wild player to ramp into. Of course, we also have a Blossoming Concubine. He's pretty good for the Wild player. Rummaging doesn't do really very much for me. Adrenaline Rush. If I decide to go into... I mean, Ruby looks pretty open right now. This is what things are doing. Boulder Toss is pretty sick here. As the Wild player, maybe I should pick up this Boulder Toss. I do like Blossoming Concubine because it does help the curve out. I think it's Boulder Toss, though. I think that's what we need to pick up here. So this doesn't... This kind of splits the difference on whether we go Sapphire or whether we go into Ruby. So I'm just kind of trying to read the signals right now more than anything else, these first couple picks. I think I may get up here after the next one just to shut that door really quick. I got my thing is just flashing all over the place at me, but the kids are outside, so they should be okay. There's a Crackling Sprout that's pretty much like an automatic pickup for us here. So it's a great trick. It's going to give us another charge, so that's going to allow me to get my champion power off for Fuzzico, where I can buff my entire field by +1/+1. So I mean, that's pretty much an automatic pickup here. Where what we're giving up is mostly blood, and that's fine because I'm not really in blood anyways. And there's a Sapphire like Ancient Kings, Recovery Specialist. Not really into those picks anyways, so that's fine. We got a Trick of the Light here. We got a Shard of Savagery, which kind of pushes me more into Ruby, although we're getting all the Ruby seems to be going dry on us all of a sudden. There's a Prophet of Ren. That's kind of a decent card for that Humans player in Diamond. Seems like we're seeing some blood cards come through, so maybe blood is pretty open from the right at least. Maybe I'll take this Mind Collar. I mean, this is kind of like reverse ramping is what this guy is. So he could help out as the Wild player. You know, maybe I can stay in Sapphire a little bit with this guy, or I could take the Shard of Savagery. I'll take the Shard of Savagery. I feel like there's more chance of me going into Ruby than there is into Sapphire, but you never know. So Another Shard of Savagery, I guess, is here. We're giving up a Royal Herald. Vanguard of Cerulia is really good for that Humans player, which tells me that nobody's really playing Diamond Humans to the right. I mean, that's a lot of picks, unless there were just that many good Humans cards. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of Humans cards come through. I'm not really in Diamond. I don't know that I feel like I just want to get, I would just take the Shard of Savagery. It's just more fixing if we can go into Ruby a little bit. Another Mind Caller. I mean, that kind of pushes me back into Sapphire a little bit, but not really. It looks like Wild is kind of being sucked up here. I'm not feeling that great about this draft right now. The signals are going kind of wonky on me. There's an Underfoot Commander coming around. Maybe I'll get some good stuff on the pass the other direction on the next pack. We'll see. So, just trying to figure this out. I'm not really feeling the Sapphire as much as I was before when I saw that Mentor of the Song. Cottontail Scout's decent. We'll take that guy, sure. That's reasonably good. Can play him for 2. He's a 2/2 for 2, basically, that tunnels and comes out the next turn as a surprise. Hey, what's going on, Lazarus Ragnarok? Compost made it all the way around the table. That tells me Wild is pretty open. We also have another Mind Caller if I wanted, or To the Skies would be pretty good for the Wild. I think I'm going to take the Compost, though. It's just a good answer to a lot of those Dwarf players. Wow, lots of people there. Lots of people there. This is maybe this is the time I need to be streaming, right? The time when I'm usually at work. Yeah, that's the trick, huh? Rummaging does nothing for me. Adrenaline Rush is okay with the Ruby card, and I've got the 2 Shards of Savagery. I kind of still want to keep Ruby options open. I feel like that's better than Trick of the Light. Trick of the Light's pretty good, but probably not the best. So we just basically take the biggest body. That's I guess I'll take the Skullcaster because I don't want to have to deal with its early game outrunning me. Because I don't have a lot of good 2-drops or 1-drops really. I'll take the Shield Bot, I guess, and an Ambling Bluff. Okay. Shield Bot is barely playable. Ashen Veil music, awesome. This is the music from the game. This is the in-game music from the game, I guess. In-game music from the game, of course. War Prodigy is really good for that Humans player. We also have another Boulder Toss, which is pretty good. Kind of keeps me in Ruby a little bit. Rumir Burrower is pretty good for what I'm trying to do. This will definitely force people out of Wild if I take this Burrower, and I probably won't see this Boulder Toss come back. We also have a Crackling Rot here for that Blood player. Time Step Magistrate is okay, but not really good for me. You know, he allows you to bounce that troop. It's also got this Bone Cracker for that Blood player, so I guess I'll take the Burrower and just force people out of Wild a bit more. The nice thing about it is it's got that tunneling, so I can tunnel it on turn 2. So it's like a turn 2 card. It kind of sits in this turn 2 range. Hopefully maybe I'll get some good Ruby pass to me. Non-combat damage by dwarves. I mean, the only thing that's nice about this guy is he's a nice body. That's the only thing that's really great about him. We also have a Thorntongue Snapdragon. That's one of my favorites for when I go Wild. I'm going Wild. Wounded War Hero is okay. We didn't get any. Shattered Shield is okay, but I think that we're going to take this Thorntongue Snapdragon. It's just a great card to have as a Wild player. Samson's not that bad, but he's, you know, probably not as good as Thorntongue Snapdragon in this situation. So it's one of those things. This guy could be good if I have some ramp. It's very difficult to get ramp here. I'm not thinking I'm going to see a lot of ramp. There's a Crackling Sprout. I only need so many of those. Bucktooth Banner Bunny is probably the best pick here for me, although we've got this Cottontail Scout too. I don't have a lot of things to bury, or I guess I do. Let's see. Yeah, I can tunnel cards for free with this guy. I mean, I like the idea of this, but Banner Bunny, I kind of need to get the rest of the stuff to fill out this Wild deck. I think we're basically out of Sapphire. Like, Sapphire is just, there's a Typhoon Galleon, but yeah, I think we'll take this guy. Yeah, let's go ahead and dump our Sapphire cards. I don't think we're going to go Sapphire here. We'll probably go Ruby, if anything. We'll splash a ruby. See, there's another Shard of Savagery. Another Runier Burrower could be pretty good. Yeah, I mean that seems pretty good for the bunny aggro that I'm trying to do here. Another Bucktooth Banner Bunny there too. I guess the other cool thing is it's like with the Thorntongue Snapdragon plus Boulder Toss, it counts as lethal damage, so I can actually kill things with it even if it doesn't deal enough damage. So even though I'm dealing like the 2 points of damage, you're dealing the damage, it counts as the lethal, I believe. Yeah. Tails damage equal to. It doesn't say that it's dealing the damage, but it does work, I believe. It should say that it's dealing the damage in order for it to work, but it doesn't say that. We do need at least one Spirit Oracle for a typical wild deck, so we'll pick that up here. Sterling Star Watcher is pretty good. It's kind of a vanilla drop. We're kind of thin on our low end, so we would like to see some 1-drops and some more 2-drops. Although we do have a lot of troops that are tunneling, so we do actually have like 2, 3, 4 more cards in this 2-point range that are tunneling cards. Surprise Runt Gang's pretty good. There's that Sterling Star Watcher also. This guy's not bad, but you need the ramp to get to him, and it's just I can't justify picking him up, this early. He's just gonna kind of go around. This guy's not bad either, but I haven't seen him do too much for me lately. I think we'll go with the Runt Gang here. I like Runt Gang. I can't guarantee to have a lot. I mean, I basically can make them all 1/2s. There's another Star Watcher. We also have Blooming Concubunny. I'm going to take the Concubunny here because we got plenty of 2-drops. I don't have any 1-drops yet. Trying to build out our curve, obviously. The deck's looking mostly typical, I mean, of the typical wild deck. I don't even know if I have a rare card. Oh, I have the Savage Lord's my rare card. Yay, Savage Lord! We haven't seen, like, hardly any dinosaurs either. Most of the good ones are rare anyways. So, another Spirit Oracle. Not really feeling it too much. It's one card that'll just like sit in your hand for a while. Probably Excavation Hulk, honestly, here. It's another 2-drop. It's a 4/4 body. It's a 2-drop. It becomes a 5/5 when we use our champion ability, so that's reasonably good. Yeah, there's some Sapphire cards that came back around. So it's basically like we're counterpicking here, so we're going to counterpick this Vanguard of Cerulean because I don't want to have to deal with flying too much. I only have one answer. I only have the one Thorntongue Snapdragon to really deal with flying, plus I guess the other answer would be Boulder Toss. But if my opponent has a flyer, they can just basically pummel me in the face, and I can't really do very much about it. This guy's for humans, so again we're going to counterpick our flight troop here. There's a Compost. The Bucktooth Banner Bunny is definitely the pickup here. We would have liked to have seen a Rekosaurus. We did see one early on, but it wasn't a good time to pick it up. Usually Rekosaurus is like, a pick 4 for me, somewhere in that range, or anything after pick 4. Depending on what's in the pack. I mean, obviously, if there's nothing good in the pack for me, but like, you gotta pick those things up. But there's another Shard of Savagery. This is just telling me, hey, it's okay for you to be in Ruby and Wild, so I'll just pick that up right there. We could have picked the Firestroke Wizard up, but he probably wouldn't get played in the deck, honestly. I almost have a playset of Shard of Savagery, by the way, right now. Yeah, no Rekosaurus is kind of like a big deal for this deck. Yeah, that's kind of a key piece of this deck, but it doesn't mean we won't see something else. We may be doing some stalling in this deck, so I'm going to pick up one Ebony Pawn here. That's not a bad pickup here this late. Shield Bot, we pick up the body when we get a chance, although Light of Hope's a decent trick for that Diamond player, although I don't know who that Diamond player is because it seems like a lot of Diamond stuff's being passed around right now, so there's a chance that there may not even be a Diamond player. The Mushwaki is our rare in the last pack here. We actually, there's the Cerulean Mentalist. Now that's a reason to go into Sapphire if I wasn't out of Sapphire this badly already and into Ruby. We also have a Concubunny. We got a Wild Growth that's pretty good here. Wild Growth's nice because our opponent never knows when it's going to come up, so that may be our pick here. The Ruby, we only have like Wrath Seeker and Giant Army Ants, which are pretty non-stellar. Taskmaster's okay, but I'm really thinking about doing this Wild Growth. It's a nice trick to have. It's definitely not going to make it around the table back to me, so I'm going to pick that up here. It's just one of those things. As soon as I play it, my opponent's always got to think to themselves, did he redraw it? Oh, there's a Bucktooth Commander. That's an automatic pickup here for us. We also have a Honeycap, but we're not, firmly in... I guess we're kind of in Ruby. A Honeycap wouldn't be bad either, but the Bucktooth Commander is going to do a lot more for us, especially with Surprise Runk Gang. That's kind of a big deal for us, so we got to pick that up. Survival of the Fittest is also a pretty good pickup, but we may get one of those later anyways. But Bucktooth Commander is kind of really lucky that we see that, because we only have one pack 1 to look at, and so not a lot of choices there. Yeah, except for the lack of Ruby. Yeah, we only have like Adrenaline Rush and Boulder Toss. That's really all we have here. So we may not even play Ruby. We'll see. Although I feel like having those cards by themselves makes it worth it for us just to play Shards of Savagery, and then all the other shards will be wild shards. I think it's worth it. Gore Seeker is actually pretty good for Ruby, so that makes me... I'm okay with that pick up here. Bombsmith's not bad either, but the Gore Seeker can really end games, especially when we have pump spells and other stuff. Bombsmith's nice, but we have a lot of 2-drops already, so I think I'm going to pick up the Gore Seeker here. So, we could do Gore Seeker plus Spirit Oracle, and that's a pretty good combo. We just don't have any ramp to get up into this Gore Seeker right now. That's the only issue here. But if the game goes long enough, that won't matter. It's like this Compost isn't getting main decked. Like our 5-drops, we've got 3 5-drops. That's pretty much the top of our range. Ooh, there's a Burn. That's kind of like an automatic pickup here. Let's see. See, we're picking up the Ruby stuff now. We're getting the Windfall on Ruby. The wild stuff is kind of going dry on us. Yeah, Burn, Vine Trap. Not really that guy's vanilla, or this guy, which doesn't matter to us because we don't have an artifact. It's pretty much Burn is the choice. We don't even need the Shards of Fate because we got so much fixing with the Shards of Savagery. We should be fine. So Burn, excellent pickup here. I think that's like our 4th pick in this pack 3. Hey, what's going on, Sithos? Hey, if you guys haven't checked out Sithos' channels, if you aren't subscribed to him, make sure you're checking him out. If any of the rest of you are streamers for Hex, first of all, you need to come on my show, and then everyone else, you can go and promote your streams. I'm pretty free about that as long as you don't spam my channel. I'm okay with you guys promoting your stuff in the stream. We've got plenty of people in here, so if you guys are looking for more Hex content, I can't be on all the time, so make sure to check those people out. Hellhound is pretty amazing. So is Wild Aura, but I think I gotta pick up this Hellhound. He just ends games. So I can just give him evasion in Ruby where he can't be blocked except for by Ruby troops. So, yeah. Yeah, Aaron Squire is going to be on an airplane, but there are plenty of other episodes of Deckman with the Squire. Our triumphant return was last week. We had an entire 2 people showed up, and I gave away prizes to everybody that showed up. All 2 of them. But typically I give away at least a draft every week. Which is 3 packs of cards. You have to provide your entry fee, of course, but I give away enough where you can draft on the show at the very end of the show after the show ends. We just talk about current affairs. I try to get some guests on that have some things going on in the community. So we got the Pyromancer here, a Sniper of Gawain. I already have a kind of a stocked 5-drop range, so I don't really. Not really feeling this Sniper, even though he is really good removal. I don't have the ramp to get up into him, or Honeycap. I'm thinking Ruby Pyromancer is the best pick here for me, especially even though like it doesn't really buff Surprise Runk Gang, because I believe these Battle Hoppers are 1/1s, or 1 cost. It doesn't buff those guys, but most of the rest of my stuff it buffs, so seems pretty good. We'll pick up that Ruby Pyromancer here. Ruby Aura is a really good trick to have. Savage Raider's not really what I'm going for. Evolve is not bad for my type of deck, but I always hate Evolve because like it always feels like when I draw it and I'm like, well, I have to play it so I can, you know, outstrip my opponent. It's always like I have 2 troops on the board and I want to have more. Although in this deck that shouldn't be as much of a problem. You also have an Infiltrator bot, but we've got the Hellhound here, which is gonna kind of do the same job. So I think we can pick up this Ruby Aura here, and I think that should be enough combat tricks. That's like 3 combat tricks for our deck, 3 pretty good ones. But yeah. Hacky still needs to come on deck build with the Squire too, just saying. Feral Ogre's an excellent pickup here. We could take Oaken Ceremony, but it's more of like deck filtering, deck, you know, card draw. We kind of want to be aggressive. I feel like this is a great 2-drop for this deck. We'll go ahead and pick this up. I keep missing Hacky. Like, I was at Gen Con and he was at Gen Con and I saw him recording and I didn't talk to him. Then we were at PAX South at the same time and I couldn't find him, and like cell phone coverage was really bad there anyway, so I kind of blame the event center more than I blame anything else. Than I blame myself, at least. Wrathseeker's not bad here. I mean, maybe if I need to aggro later, but I don't think I'll be main decking it. This is, I feel like, a card more for a different deck with more removal, that type of thing. Well, there you go, and that's why we, Sithos, that's why we take Deck Building with the Squire, and I syndicate it out on YouTube so you can watch it there, and once in a while I do YouTube contests to spread the love around. By the way, if you guys are looking for equipment, or if you're looking for any type of cards, I am selling cards, and I will give you a good price. You just have to tell me what you're looking for, and I'll tell you if I have it, for gold. For gold. We're going to pick up Survival of the Fittest. It's pretty good removal here. We don't have a lot of, we're pretty thin on removal, so that should work pretty well for us. It's a hacky dream. So I'm just going to pick the biggest flyer here just to get it out because I don't want to deal with flyers. Most of the rest of the picks are not that stellar. My 3-drop range is pretty stocked anyway, so I don't need that Shadowblade Lurker. So we're just going to counterpick the flyer here. Counterpick the biggest body, probably this Darkspire Enforcer, because I'm in Ruby and I don't think anyone else really is in this draft, or maybe like one other person in Ruby. Conky Bunny is decent pickup for me here, so I'm going to go ahead and pick that up. That's kind of a late pickup. We did give up that 3/3 flyer, but I think we'll be okay. And let's see, there's a, yeah, we just take the body here. No one's, typically people aren't using the Radiant Armor anyways, and then Twisted Fate's a dredge there. So I feel okay about this draft this week. I feel all right. We should be okay. Pretty aggressive. I was counting storm clouds. You guys are great. Sacrilege. Oh, I'm guessing the volume is pretty good because you guys haven't complained about it yet. It'd be nice if I had a button that just said put all the cards back into my reserves. I prefer if they were over there to begin with anyways, so I can kind of build it from the ground up. So we'll go over here and we can go ahead and turn off our our different shard colors. And most of the deck has already kind of built itself. So we definitely want the Boulder Toss. We weren't in Ruby for a little while, and then we just kind of like got back into Ruby, which is pretty cool. I'm taking this Savage Lord mostly just because he's a really good body. That's the reason why he's in there. Conky Bunny is decent. Burn is definitely going in. Ruby Pyromancer, Ruby Aura, Banner Bunny, Surprise Runt Gang, the Crackling Sprout, the Wild Growth, Cottontail Scouts. Adrenaline Rush I can side in if I need to. Survival Fist I can side in if I need to. Spirit Oracle definitely goes in. Hellhound definitely goes in. And again, we're going to shard this guy. So he's got evasion, so you just give him this Ruby of Flames. Can't be blocked except by artifact troops or troops that share a shard with it. Plus he's a 4/4 body to begin with, so like most things that can block him a lot of times are pretty weak. You know, most of your Ruby troops are pretty weak. Most of your artifact troops are, you know, somewhat weak as well. Got this Burrower, he's going to be pretty big. Underfoot Commander buffs my guys when they're underground. Excavation Hulk seems pretty good. And I guess we can go with the Conky Bunny or removal with Survival of the Fittest. Let's see, what do I want? Or the Gore Seeker is probably the best thing here. Although, do I even have a 1-drop? I don't even have 1-drops here. I've got Burn. So Concubunny is actually, I think, a little bit better than Blossoming Concubunny, just because it gives me rabbits like every turn, and I've got a decent amount of rabbits that I should be able to activate it. It just gives me either chump blockers every turn, or it just keeps building up board state until I can eventually use my champion power to buff everything and swing away. This guy gives all my guys +1/+1 for 5 charges. I'm thinking Gore Seeker here. I think that's the pick here. Yeah, I really wish I could have gone to that Hex Raid, but you know, I only have so many different crazy cool events that I can do per year, so I do have other things on my mind, and other can only be away from the family for so long, you know. Yeah, this should be okay. I have plenty of 2-drops. You can play all these Shards of Savagery. Let's go ahead and do a count here. So we're going to count up the icons is what I'm going to do here. So we're going to count up, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 wild icons. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ruby icons. So maybe only like 2, because we basically have 5 ruby with the Shards of Savagery. Is going to give us a lot of consistency there, and then the rest will all be wild shards. So that takes me to like, yeah, 12. I mean, this should be perfectly fine. We do have some double threshold. We got the Boulder Toss that's double threshold and the Gore Seeker that's double threshold, but the Boulder Toss costs 3, so we shouldn't be playing it right away anyways. We don't need to play it necessarily right away, and then the Gore Seeker also is kind of an expensive drop anyway, so I think this should be great. This should be a pretty good week for me. We're running, this deck runs a little bit slow, but we got tons of 2-drops, so we should be okay. I'd rather just, yeah, it's just competitive. If I lose, let's just end it right now, because, yeah. Oh, so he's also, he got sleeves, though, so let's, I'll play first. So this is the other wild player, so this person is probably on the opposite side of the draft from me. We have a pretty slow hand here. We're going to keep it, though. Hopefully we can get there with this. If we can get that Hellhound into play, we might be in business. We might be in a really good shape. He's thinking about his hand. There's a chance he may mull here. Either that or he just is not at his computer because he took a break and is, you know, maybe in the bathroom or something. Doing his taxes, as my dad would say. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and start off wild. No big surprises there. F8 to pass the turn. Say go, end the turn, pass it over. Really nothing to do on his turn, so I'm going to F8 here. F8 seeds all your actions except for combat. F10 seeds all actions except for like if you're in combat. I think actually F8 seeds all actions except for combat and the end step, and then F10 seeds all actions. Okay, so we need to tunnel this guy. So let's go ahead and go wild shard here to tunnel. Get that guy going. Could probably hold off on him, but there's nothing else to do. Yeah. So as long as, if I can get another troop, if I can draw into some more troops to tunnel along with this guy, they'll get buffed. And we'll go and pass the turn to save our clock here. Try to save our clock as much as possible, because that's the other thing that you need to keep an eye on. If your opponent runs out of time, that is the end of the match for them, so they basically lose. It's like a hard stop lose. To Squire! That's right, Juggernaut. Juggernaut, you still doing content? I think you are, right? You came on my show once, if I remember right. The knight joins the Squire. That's good. It's good times. Hey, look, an excavation hulk, so we'll go ahead and bury that guy. he'll get big. He's now a 5/5. That's pretty nice for us. Go ahead and play this for Ruby. And looks like our opponent is Wild Blood, so he may have some pretty good removal. We did pass some pretty good removal. Lucky to draw into that Excavation Hulk. It'll be turn 5 before we really start doing some damage to our opponent, though. Well, actually, let's see. Two turns from now. Yeah, it'll be turn 5 before I really start doing stuff. So he's got a couple of swings with this Mosquito. Adult stuff gets in the way of content production. It can. That's why you got to set a schedule. Sweet. He took that Blossoming Concubine. He's definitely more aggro on the aggro side. I'm more on the mid-range side of things. So we'll see if I can get there with what I've got. So we'll go and do this. Looks like we got nothing to do here, so we'll go and pass the turn back to our opponent. Be nice to see a burn for that Mosquito, but he may have a pump spell to save it anyways. It's not that big of a deal until he actually pumps it, like, and he's a turn away from doing that. We kind of have to wait a turn to pump our field, because we're going to play this Gore Seeker here. We'll get Underfoot Commander, which can swing in, and then the next turn we'll get the Hellhound in play. If he can't deal with that Hellhound, oh, the Gore Seeker is actually a really nice counter to this Rekosaurus. Unless he has removal for it, of course. Ooh, there's the burn I was looking for. So, let's see. I've got a burn. I can kill his flyer. He can swing his Rekosaurus. He may have a pump for it. Got another guy coming. He may have removal for this Gore Seeker. It's only 2-point back end, so I think I'm just going to burn this flyer right now. I just don't want to deal with any more life draining. Because I don't want him to pump him either. So we'll just wait. We'll just hold off on this. If I have to trade this guy for a pump spell, that's better than trading my Gore Seeker for a pump spell. Swings both of his guys. I'll throw my Underfoot Commander at his Rekosaurus. Are you serious? Well, that's nice. That's nice. Well, it's not my week again here, is what it looks like. That's what it's looking like. That's real nice. Wow. Well. That's... You just gotta laugh about that. That's pretty mean. I pretty much have to buff my field so my Gore Seeker has a chance to block his Rekosaurus here. Unfortunately, I would have liked to have waited till Excavation Hulk hit the table, but it's not possible in the current board state, and Jadim's basically gonna wreck my face. He doesn't even have to swing with anything on the ground. He just swings with Jadim, and it's over. I don't even have like a good answer for Jadim. I have to hope he doesn't draw it in the second game, because that's what it's looking like we're going straight into here. Don't worry, I'll stick around for a little while and we'll play some PvE. Yeah, I kind of figured he had some sort of removal here, so looks like it's pretty well wrapped up for Prelin on this game. But you gotta laugh about that one. Oh man, that's just brutal. So I guess I'll trade and get rid of the Rekosaurus here and take 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's game. That's game. I can't stop it all. Well, at least it was over quickly, you know, where I didn't have to, you know, we didn't have to dawdle very much there. Let's see. I don't even know if I really want to try to go with Adrenaline Rush and Survival of the Fittest here. I think I just want to be faster if I can, so maybe we'll go Rat Seeker, Bunny, I don't know. Adrenaline Rush. I don't have anything that really matches up against Jadim, though. That's the issue. Okay, we're going to get rid of some of our other stuff in the high end. Maybe even get rid of a resource here. So we're going to get rid of our Hellhound. He's going to go too fast. We'll get rid of Hellhound here, Spirit Oracle. And where are you? There, you're Savage Lord. So we're just trying to take our curve down and go faster. I'm going to get rid of a Shard and put in Survival of Fittest. Sure. Why not? Alright, let's see it. We'll see if we can maybe try to come in underneath them and go a little bit faster, but I don't think it's going to happen for us. Oh, I forgot to change my deck sleeve. You know why I'm losing is because of the deck sleeve. That's exactly why I'm losing right now. I'll play first, of course. Okay, this is reasonably good. We'll go ahead and open up with a Ruby Shard. And then play our Pyromancer into Wrathseeker, which we can Crackling Sprout to save him on the attack. Yes! That's what we want to see. Let's see those mulligans. Yeah, an Artifact Dragon could be pretty fun. Very thematic, you know. Okay, so turn 2 Pyromancer, he may have a response for that. Ooh, Contel Ronin. That's fine, I can deal with that. I've got Crackling Sprout on the defense if I need it. Or a Boulder Toss. I'm not too worried about Contel Ronin, I'm worried about Shadim. So he'll swing in with Cottontail Ronin, I'll take 1. Unless he pumps it for no reason, because he should be trying to save it. That's what he should be doing. I could also just Boulder Toss it to kill it. Well, no, I can't, because I have double Ruby. Shrisha. Thing is, Wrathseeker has Rage 2, so Wrathseeker, as long as he stays alive, is, you know, if they're just trading blows, is better than the Contel Ronin. So we'll just play this Wrathseeker here, and then pass the turn back, and take another 2 points of damage. And then start swinging away with our tricks. We got all these tricksy Hobbitses moves up our sleeves. So we'll take possibly 3 here. No, we'll take 2. That's fine. I'll take 2. Yeah, the Sprout does help a lot because it's going to let me buff my whole field. That, however, needs to die. That changes things. Now I have to Sprout on the... I basically have to use these on the defense, which kind of sucks. Alright, fine. I guess we'll be defensively using our stuff. So I'm going to probably... we'll go and Sprout here, I guess. No, wait, I have to Wild Growth. Nah, that's frustrating. I'll Wild Growth the Pyromancer. He's like, does he have it? So we'll go and throw Pyromancer here. Block. I'm gonna take the 1. I don't really care about the 1 that much just right now. Wild Growth, keeping my Pyromancer alive. Killing his Contel Ronin. Play the Blossoming Concubine. Okay. Yep, makes a dude. Sure. Plays a Battle Hopper. Sure. It's 1 away from using his champion ability. I can use mine next turn, but I don't have a lot of bodies on the field, whereas he does. Hey, there's that Wild Growth. I don't want to lose my Wrathseeker, so I'm just going to swing in with Pyromancer. So if it's Milky Eye, I guess it's okay. He's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna throw Concubine at it. Do I want to crush over? No, that's fine. I need to draw more bodies. I need another ruby shard or draw more bodies. That's what I need to have happen here. Terrible transfer for 4. So I can save him. Yes, if I use both of these. Ugh, that feels bad. But I have to do it. I have to save my dude. That's unfortunate. Resolve. That's just super unfortunate to have to do this. I have no bodies though. I have to get I have to keep these bodies alive. He's probably not going to want to attack. He gets some life. I keep my bodies on the table. My really not defensive bodies at all. Hey, what's going on, Irish? Wild growth is the... Yeah, just keeps coming back like some sort of a fungus or something. Alright, let's swing in. Let's just get this going. Alright, so I'm gonna save this guy. This is like so much wild growth. The growth is wildly growing. So I'm not even sure who has board state right now. I think he does. Yeah, he does, because he can just activate and then he gets all his... Oh, and a Rechosaurus. Oh, of course. Yep, that's pretty much game there. Guess I should have waited. Oh well. I shouldn't have been so impatient, because there's a chance I can... If I draw a Ruby Shard, Boulder Toss takes care of Rechosaurus. After the attack with... Yeah, during attack phase, as soon as I attack with Wrath Seeker, I can Boulder Toss his Rechosaurus. So, it looks like I lose again this week. That's unfortunate. Yep, okay, well. That's nice. I guess I'll make this guy a 3-2, guys. Yeah, that's cool. I'm cool. Some nights are your night, some nights are not. This is definitely not my night. Yeah. The Wild Growth got put on top of the deck twice. Not sure why he's swinging with his Rechosaurus. I guess he's afraid. I'll take the 2. Maybe I can hold off for a little while and maybe reestablish some sort of board state. He's afraid of losing Rechosaurus here. I'm not sure why he doesn't just swing with the house, but... You know, I've had so many tricks that he might as well be afraid. Okay, I guess I have an Adrenaline Rush now. So now I have something that can deal with Rechosaurus, so I'll take 2 for a little while. Maybe I can get back in this as long as he doesn't top deck Shadim again. Yeah, I agree. Like, probably the Wrath Seeker Ruby Pyromancer attack was a little bit... That was probably, like, the bad move of the game, but, you know... Oh, he's going to Survival the Fittest. Deals battle damage to opposing target troop you control. Battles targeted opposing troop. So if I deal the Swift Strike damage to it first, will it kill it? Let's find out. We gotta find out. I mean, I might as well. I'm basically already losing. So we'll see if I can... If it works like that. No! It didn't work like that. I thought I could get the Swift Strike damage in first. Okay, well. I would have lost my guy anyways, but now I've basically 2 for 1 myself. Yeah, we'll just... Good games. Why do you have to be the only streamer on? Good question. Yeah. I kind of figured that out too late. looks like this is over. Alright, yeah, we won't waste too much time here. We got plenty of other things we can be doing.